India did not deserve to draw the series against England. Let's look back at the week that was in the world of cricket. Well, usually I publish my weekly musing video on a Monday, but because of the England versus India Test series, which was on tenterhooks, going into the 25th day of the series, I thought that I'd wait until the 5th test was completed. And what a final day it was. I think it lasted less than an hour, and there was so much drama. Jamie Overton hit a couple of boundaries, and I thought, oh, that's going to make it look easy. Then Jamie Smith nicking it behind, and we all knew that he was the one that was going to get the runs easily for England. Gus Atkinson did his best, and Chris Wokes was fortunate not to face a ball, but his presence made it quite exciting. And one more slog by Atkinson, and we could be talking about a 3-1 victory for the English team. It's amazing how the English team have made it so that a target of over 350 is not a foregone conclusion, and the bowling team will win 99% of the time. They've made that kind of target watchable and exciting. And at the risk of sounding like a Sky cricket commentator, I hope we get to see that kind of situation in the Ashes at the end of the year. Let's be honest though, India should be winning all of these series convincingly. The fact that they only drew the series should be embarrassing to them. With all of their playing power and financial resources, they should be dominating world cricket. But they struggled in Australia. They only drew with England. And my favourite, they got beaten at home 3-0. I'll say that again. They got beaten at home 3-0 by New Zealand. I'm a New Zealander. That is the equivalent of the All Blacks, New Zealand rugby team, the All Blacks, losing to Scotland 3-0 in the 3-match series in New Zealand. By the way, New Zealand, just in case you're interested, New Zealand have been playing Scotland for 120 years. And you know how many victories Scotland have had? Zero. Or as my social studies teacher used to say, zippity-doo-dah, not a sausage bugger all. Talking about New Zealand, they went quietly about dismantling Zimbabwe and Bulawayo last week. I think they'll be a little bit disappointed with their batting. I think they should have got much more than 300. But apparently the pitch was a little bit too paced, and apparently there was a lot of tennis ball bounce that made the batting difficult. It'll be interesting to see how the second test match goes, if it's played on the same pitch. I think it'll be another New Zealand victory, but they'll be made to work a bit harder. I see that Brendan Taylor is back in the Zimbabwe side after serving a ban. I'm not exactly sure what the ban was about, but I hear he's back. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of difference he makes to the team. Finally, I want to talk about one of the most difficult videos from the cricketing world that I watched last week. And that was the over by John Hastings, the former Australian fast bowler in the Legends tournament played in England. The Australians were playing against Pakistan, and you can only say that Hastings got the yips big time. Hastings played one test match and 29 one-day internationals for Australia. He also took 239 first-class wickets, so he's no mug. He's a very competent cricket player. But watching the video of him bowling all those wides was very difficult, because we all know it could happen to us at any time. And to actually happen to a professional player, it was very difficult to watch. These guys still playing in their 40s. They have a lot of pride. I felt extremely sorry for him. I hope they can get over this embarrassment and continue his cricketing degree. I'm sure he can, but watching that kind of thing makes you realise that we're all human. It can happen to the best of us. And I good luck to John Hastings. All right, thank you, and see you next week.